You gave food for thought for the company of the sector. Let's move on to the second part of our morning. So we'll start with the interviews. We'll begin with Massimo Tuzzi, CEO of Holding Moretti.
Eccoci qua. Allora, benvenuto.
Here we go. Good morning, everybody.
Ti chiederei prima di tutto anche di inquadrare un po' il vostro gruppo.
Can you give us a brief overview of your group? Because you have a portfolio of activities that's quite extended. So maybe for those who don't know, can you tell us what you do? Yes, of course. It is lovely to be here. I see many friends and colleagues. A year ago, we were all wearing a mask, so it's beautiful to be here without masks. So the group Terra Moretti is a family-run company. It has strong family roots, and this company is consolidating its process of moving to a new generation. And we are making more the company more organized, and I believe that we can have a convergence of these elements, so strong family roots and strong management. We are doing this. I think we're doing pretty well, and we are showing that it is not a taboo or not bad for our company as it is maybe sometimes perceived. We have 3 pillars, 3 business units. Building, number 1, which is the genesis of our group.
Poi abbiamo il ramo di business dei resort.
Then we have resorts and luxury hotels. I think you all know that, the Albereta del Busco, which was very important, and Andana in Tuscany. And then we have the wine business unit with 6 wineries in 3 different regions, 2 in Franciacorta, Petra, Teruzzi in Tuscany, and Selle Mosca in Sardinia. So,
Business del vino, che fatturato ha oggi?
What's the turnover for your wine business? It has a relevant turnover. The group has 150 million turnover, 60 million coming from wine, the wine business unit. The results we obtained were very important, extraordinary, I would say. We reached a record for our company because we grew by 48% compared with 2020, and we were one of the 3 companies who grew more in our sector, and we had a plus 22% compared with 2019. And I'm very happy because 2019 was the record for turnover of our group, so we raised the bar and we reached a further record. If I may add something, was also a record in terms of redditivity. So we reached 17 million. We had a net financial position decreasing. So we're very happy with the results. And
che ci dà più soddisfazione sono i risultati.
what makes me happier are the results of 2022, because we presented and approved a plan that is very comforting, because it helps the
Abbiamo portato, come dire,
extension of our work in 2021. So we reached a plus 15 turnover in 2021 and plus 2022 in redditivity compared with 2021, with an absolute value of 8 million, which is double of the results of 2019, which was 4 million. So we're very happy. It is a result that belongs to everyone working in our group. They should be very, very proud of this. So 2021 was not a bounce back. We're very happy because it is a steady trend, and we're looking at the future with great optimism. You've been in the company since 2019? Well, no, I actually joined in August 2020. I became CEO in September, so there was a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know what would happen. There was a new lockdown in the air, so I started without being anxious for the results of 2020, of course, but this allowed us to prepare for 2021. The industrial plan and the strategic plan, which were approved by the board of directors at the end of the year. So we started 2021 with great energy, great momentum. You mentioned brilliant results, and they were, of course, above the average of the sector. What are the strengths of this company? What were the secrets of these results in terms of areas, wineries? How did it develop? Well, I found excellent wineries. I found a group
nel proprio DNA, nella propria ragion d'essere, un'attenzione all'eccellenza.
that was extremely focused on excellence. It was in its DNA. This group was obsessed with the product. It had a strong relationship with the land around the wineries. So these allowed the group to reach great results. Then, along this, we improved some processes. We removed some of the hurdles. We created work group for each winery so that they could work specifically on each brand. But we do not have a magic wand. So I would say we released the energy so that everyone could express their talents at best. So we released this energy, and the energy created excellent results. So the results are a consequence of what we did. In terms of winery, you invested in Sardinia, then you invested in Franciacorta. Are there differences in your actions and projects? Well, of course, we are carrying out activities based on the industrial plan. So we are investing mainly in the Sardinian company, and this will increase our EBITDA in the future. So we have productive investments. We brought little new know-how in the company, but the know-how we brought was important, such as wine consultancy. We're doing in Franciacorta with Richard Froid. This extraordinary enologist, he is an extraordinary man. And we created several activities, especially the one focused on internationalization. We want to create an environment that is more international. We want to be more multicultural internally so that we can be more international. How much do we sell abroad? Well, it accounts for 20%. So we have huge room for growth. And starting 2023, we will focus on this.
Un gruppo come il vostro, secondo te, nella tua visione a 3 anni, quale può essere la quota di internazionalizzazione?
What can be the share of the international share of your group after 3 years? That's a question I get asked often. There are two answers.
Siamo fedeli, ci siamo impegnati su un piano industriale
We have a strategic plan, and our vision
nel 25 noi superiamo gli obiettivi.
is to reach some goals by 2025. I can give you all the financial and economic KPIs, and that's one thing. To answer your question about what we're going to do, we are focusing on that plan that is as is, so it doesn't foresee horizontal growth.
Di acquisizioni.
Esatto.
So you mean acquisition? Yes. Of course, we are looking
Ma ci dobbiamo
at different things, but we have to be prepared.
Stiamo lavorando ad una situazione abbastanza
We are working
straordinaria che
on a very important operation that will be made public shortly.
abbiamo già varato in realtà.
Then we approved
Una
the
riorganizzazione
implementation of a
perché l'architettura
business reorganization, because the architecture
certificate diverse
is now a bit cumbersome. So we created this plan to be more lean.
da un punto di vista
We
fiscale.
will have fiscal optimization of the group, but especially
Scissione tra il patrimonio immobiliare, le
we will
società, le partecipazioni
eliminate this division by the different division. There will be some
la cosa più
other operations, but the main thing will be that we want to be ready to seize the opportunities
solo evidentemente crescite
for the future. So it's not only horizontal growth, there is
interessanti di parte
also very interesting
all'estero, molto interessanti a mio avviso. Quindi questi sono i due
opportunity in terms of growth abroad. Do you have some more minutes? Okay, so I would like to say something else. Often the answer to this type of question is with number acquisition, etc. But to me, the most important thing for our division is where we want to be as a group of people. So we want to be the ideal place
a forgiare, creare sempre di più. L'abbiamo fatto in questi primi
for the creation
un insieme di, ribadisco, di uomini e di donne che riescano a stare assieme
of a group of people that can work together in an environment where they can feel at ease, can improve themselves as human beings first and then as professionals, a place where they can express their talents, where their strengths can be improved through education. We want to create an environment that brings younger talents in.
tu puoi avere la più grande strategia
You can have the biggest
amministratore, come consiglio di amministrazione.
strategy in the world, but if this strategy does not reach the ground, is not implemented,
Serve
it is useless. So in order to make this work, you need a group of people where people are at the core,
secondo me non sono
because
solamente quelle apicali, ma le più importanti sono proprio quelle a tutti i livelli dello
you should work on leadership at all levels of organizations. So doing this, trying to touch the heart of your collaborators, you can really make a difference. We firmly believe this. My experience tells me this. My 2 years working in this group tell me this. So I believe that overall,
tutti sappiano cosa
in a company, everyone knows what to do.
in molti sanno come bisogna farlo, ma
Many knows how to do it, but that's not granted. But very few people know the why,
è quello che fa la differenza.
and the why makes a difference.
Ci stiamo concentrando
This is what we are focusing on.
non perché è una frase
So
perché è retorica,
We want to put people at the center because it really makes a difference. Bringing new talents inside the company is something we are working on. We are increasingly doing so you attract younger talents. Yes.
Perché dici, guarda quello là che dice che porta i giovani, che è bello dire.
But, it sounds cool saying this, but it is really a duty. Because if a company doesn't bring in younger talents and have them work for real, a company that doesn't train younger talents has no future. A country that doesn't do this has no future. So we are convinced that this is at the core of our strategy.
A guardare da una parte quelli che sono le mission, i risultati.
I was never able to look at strategies, mission, goals without connecting them with people. If we can merge this, then results are a consequence. This is what I believe in. Thank you. One last question. Going back to what you said in the beginning.
Forse è un tema su cui il settore è molto agli inizi. Parlavi di passaggio generazionale e
you mentioned the new management, the managerialization, and the new generation coming into the company. How do you do that?
Ma innanzitutto con la volontà.
Well, we were very willing to do this. From my experience, you cannot really force a situation in a family-run company if everyone is not convinced, is not on board. So having a proxy is, an evidence of being able to do this. Then the Moretti family was very smart, very forward-looking, and they signed a pact with Ambrosetti, which involved a series of steps. So this is a family pact. It is very important. And then
I manager che non fanno le rivoluzioni, no?
Managers should not, make a revolution. Because you can go in and say, okay, I'll fire this, get my man in. You have to evolve. So if the proxies were given with conviction, and if you do not use the praxis in a unilateral way, then the project can work. We can share all of our projects beforehand. We find a common ground. Of course, there are different opinions, but I think there is always a third way. Now we are in a situation where we say, okay, well, we'll wait to do that. And then the family tells us, no, please go ahead. So I think this is an excellent result. And maybe it can be food for thought for companies who might be interested in this, in moving on to the next generation in order to improve their results. Thank you for your contribution, Massimo, and congratulations.